So how are you today, dear students?
Fine, thank
Fine.
you.
I hope
What
you are
about
very
you?
fine. So let's start our lesson. So today, dear students, we will study about literature as a base of improving vocabulary. So we have 30 students attempting my lessons. So it's a I think it's not enough yet. So we should have 38 students totally. So, in our lecture today, we will learn about literature as the base of improving vocabulary and literature components in English, and we will learn about language and dialects and accents. So, dear students, when we are studying literature, we don't only read literature, we don't only make us our opinions or our speech. We don't only retell the stories. We also do what? We also enlarge our vocabulary stock. As one of the main mean of studying vocabulary, the role of the literature in the teaching process is very important. So, as you know, vocabulary is one of the language components that can affect macro skills. And some definition of vocabulary is proposed by Nanan, states that vocabulary is a list of target language words, and furthermore, so they say that the term of vocabulary, lexis and lexicon are synonyms. In addition, dear students, we have uh, also linguists like Richards and Schmidt. They state that vocabulary is a set of lexemes, including single words, compound words, and idioms. So, as you know, we have a lot of vocabularies that were published, and they are most of them most of the important among them is Webster's, and also we know Oxford vocabulary stock, and we know Longman vocabulary dictionary. And why do we have so many vocabulary dictionaries like Oxford, like Longman? What are the differences between them? Can you give me some information about it? For example, Webster's vocabulary book or dictionary. Mm, do you have some information? What are the differences among them? So the differences, dear students, is in dialect, type of English language. So in United Kingdom there are almost um, five major dialects, and according to the type of English, we have British English, which is RP. RP, it means Received Pronunciation System of English Language. And we have American English. Uh, so the books which I have also already announced to you is done by the type and by pronunciation differences. For example, Oxford, it is, as you know, it's a British English version of English language. And we have Longman, of course, which studies mostly, which gives us mostly about American English pronunciation system. And both of these types differs in pronunciation, and not only in pronunciation, of course, also in lexeme. For example, if I say the word color. If I pronounce it as a color, no one will define whether I'm pronouncing American or in British English. Can you guess out, for example, in what kind of pronunciation system I have pronounced the word color? Dear students, I'm waiting for your response, please.
British.
British. Okay. In fact, according to this word's pronunciation, the pronunciation system is the same in both of this type of English language. But we have some identifying differences of this word according to its lexeme. For example, if we spell the word color in British English, we will spell it like this: COLOUR. And if I say you to spell the word color in American English, how would you spell it? Could you spell it to me?
Without you, without
Without
letter U.
you. Yeah. You see here in the writing system, we have also differences between American and British English. And for example, according to the uh, pronunciation differences and grammar differences, we also have a lot of differences of American English and British English. Dear students, why I'm talking about such kind of differences of language? When we learn literature, whether doesn't matter whether we are learning the literature works of British writers uh, or American ones, we will face such kind of problems, we will face such kind of differences, and we have to be ready for such kind of obstacles to overcome. Okay, let's continue then. So, vocabulary is the total number of words in language. All the words known to a person or used in a particular book, subject, etc. A list of words with a meaning, especially one that we accompany in a textbook. So those definitions of the given words shows that vocabulary is the first element that the English learner should learn in order to master English well. So I think this one is one of the most, of course. So English components of vocabulary of language always changes and grows. So what influence to such kind of phenomena is that development of the nowadays technology, development of intercultural relationship between countries, and even the social political events in one country or in another country or neighbor boarding countries can affect the vocabulary stock of every language, as you know. By the way, dear students, have I ever told you about the name Ninel? Have I ever
No,
told what, Arujan?
I think no.
No. So, how do you think Ninel? Is it English, British English name or American English name?
It sounds like Turkish, I
It
think.
sounds like
Nine.
Turkish. Mhm. So, in fact, it's an American English name. And when we are talking about the history of this name, we will find out interesting story of this name. In fact, dear students, Ninel is a vice versa or backwarding, uh, backward spelling of the name Lenin. Mhm. So, and to the question how the name Ninel was included in the vocabulary stock or naming stock of American English is that immigrating process, migration of the Soviet people to America. So here I would like you to prove that the socio-political event can be a very big effect, can make a very, very big effect on enlarging process of one language vocabulary stock. Okay, you know, as life become more complex, people devise or borrow new words to describe human beings' activities. And no one knows exact number of words in English language today because these students, one of the reason to such kind of phenomena that happens in every language is that uh, one or the same word or words with the same meaning uh, can have many dialects in pronunciation. The same process happens even in Kazakh language. For example, we are all used to say shalbar, yeah, trousers in Kazakh shalbar. So Arujan, where are you from?
I'm from Sarash.
From Sarash. Okay, thanks a lot. So do we have girls from south, from north, from west, and from east, or even from central part of Kazakhstan? Do we have from the girls from north part of Kazakhstan, or students from north part of Kazakhstan? No? Is there anyone from north part? Okay. So do we have from west part of Kazakhstan?
I am from
Yeah,
Atyrau West.
you are from west part of Kazakhstan. From which city, Galia?
Atyrau.
Aktau. Okay, how do
Atyrau,
you
not Aktau.
call Shalbar? Is it the same
Yeah,
dialect?
yeah.
Okay, this is the same. Okay, what about students from Kızılorda? No students. And I hope you know that Shalbar in Kızılorda is sım in
In
Kazakh.
Almaty also, yeah.
Mhm.
They say.
So here we have two different words for one thing, for naming one thing. And in English language, there happens the same process, dear students. They have a lot of words for defining one thing. Okay. And so from the interpretation that I have told you above, uh, I can make a conclude that vocabulary is a core component of language. Proficiencies that consist of a set of lexeme, including single words, compound words, idioms, and provides us much of the basis for how well learners speak, read, listen, and write, and has similarities with the term lexis and lexicon. So, in language learning, vocabulary takes place in building the language proficiency. The objective of the vocabulary mastery is to make the students have a good language proficiency in the language skills. But having a good language skills depends on the quality and quantity of the vocabulary that you master. that you will master in your uh, study process or even in your home study process. And these students, in order to master your language skills, even to enlarge your vocabulary stock, the best way is to read literature books. Why? It's not enough when we learn by heart a word separate. It will be better if you learn or if you read words set up in a sentence. In that case, you will know what kind of synonyms, what kind of phrasal verbs, or word combinations are connected or are given with that words. Okay, so the richer the vocabulary that you master, the better skill you can be reached in using language. So here I would like also talk about Harma, also one of the popular scientists of English language. So according to his opinion, he says that knowing about meaning, word use, and word formation and word grammar uh, is summarization of the of knowing a word. So word meaning is also governed by metaphors and idioms. So dear students, we all know that we don't only study English language when we are learning a language. We also study the culture, the stylistic devices, the phonetical systems, the grammar structures, and all this, all the process that I have listed to you right now happens automatically or naturally when you are studying a language. Okay, dear students, so I would like you to turn on your cameras. Here I can see Ashurbayev, Abdulaziz, uh, Kadir Baeva, Agaidan. So don't think that I have turned off my Zoom. I'm also on Zoom and I'm having my conference. From the time that I have started my lecture, I have noticed that Ashurbayev, Kadirbaeva, and Asil Alpek, you are also unconnected. Farhat, I think you are sleeping right now with your closed eyes. And some other students, Aybek Mamurov, Halima Burhan. So switch on your cameras, please. I think everyone is, so we have 37 students. Okay, learning vocabulary, dear students, is not only learning about the words or new vocabulary, but also about how to use the vocabulary into correct usage and what is meant by the meaning of a word and by the meaning of the word and also by the meaning of the word that is given in the contextual meaning. What do I mean by saying contextual meaning of the word? We all know that a word can have a different meaning when it is given in the vocabulary stock, and it can also have a different meaning in contextual situation. Do you agree with me, dear students? Sitwa,
Yes.
I see you are very happy with a smile on your face. So can you tell me what is the difference of the meaning of the word and meaning of the word in context? Sitwa Gunnar, my question was addressed to you.
Yeah. Can you repeat?
So can you tell me what's the difference of the meaning of word itself and meaning of the word in context? Can we have a different meanings in both of the
When we read
situations?
something, but sometimes we can understand from the text. And I said that usually we don't know some words, but while reading, we can understand it from that context, um, the meaning.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, the word where the meaning is determined by the context, it is formed and also determined by its relation to other words. So when we see the word in contextual meaning, we change its meaning according to the words that comes around. For example, look after and look here. We know that look is to have a glance to something. Yes, but the word look changes its meaning in contextual meaning, in contextual word phrase of look here. So what's the meaning of the look here in Kazakh language? Dear students, Baljan, Baljan айтбек va.
Yes. Can you repeat? I have some problems with my connection.
Okay, forget about it. I just wanted to know whether you are listening to me. So I see you are not. Khadarbayeva, switch on your camera, please. So the word that is given in a book, dear students, sometimes means the kind of thing you read from, but it can also mean a number of other things. And the example of the second context is, for example, vegetables, which has general meaning, where carrot is more specific. Meaning in context, meaning word use of word grammar, word formation. So, however, dear students, not all vocabulary can be learned through interaction and discovery techniques. Thus, statement implies that learning vocabulary cannot always be done through interaction and discovery techniques for the beginnings. The reason is that in doing such as technique, the learners are demanded to have an adequate number of vocabularies. It means that the students need to memorize and recall many vocabularies that have been mastered ever. So, according to Cameron, vocabulary is not simply about learning words, but it is actually much more than that, and it is also about learning chunks and finding words inside them From the definitions above, it can be concluded that vocabulary is the knowledge of words and word meanings. It is about the words in language used to express meaning. Therefore, learning vocabulary is a crucial matter in developing English language knowledge. So, furthermore, dear students, I would like to talk about mm, how to use words in your teaching processes. And I think you are right now, you are having a practice at school, yes? Am I right or not? Are you having a
Yes.
practice?
Yes.
Yeah, you are having.
Yes.
So
Us,
is it active or passive?
Active.
passive.
Yeah, you are having
Active.
active practice. So I think you teach, yes? There.
Yes.
Yes, yes, you are having some lessons, you are having teaching experiences, and when you are having such kind of opportunity to enlarge your skill in teaching process of English language, the problems that we have already discussed in this lecture, I mean, developing vocabulary in learning of English literature is very important. So, dear students, try to use the materials that we have discussed today in your teaching process. And I think you teach to 6, 7, or 5 grade students. Is it
No. It's
No.
two.
8s and 9s?
Yes. Even
Okay, 8
tens.
and 9s. Okay. So according to the lesson plan, you have topics. I think you have books that is used in teaching process of secondary schools. So according to the teaching plan of your schools, so please try to take a survey. Uh, so right now I'm giving to you a task, dear students, that you have to upload to your uh, TNG base as a task that should be graded from my subject. Is it clear to you? Am I
No,
pronouncing
I
clear?
no, I didn't understand you.
So, dear students, I'm giving you a task that you have to upload to TNG, and the task is to make a survey from the students that you are teaching at your
Uh,
practical experiences at your practice. So, on the sim, on the sim uh, is learning text useful for students to learn vocabularies. Try to have at least 20 questions and to find out opinions of the students about the strategies of learning English literature. And furthermore, try to give, try to staple or try to take a photo of the survey result also, and upload all the results and your survey all together to TNG base. And I will check your task. So how many time do you need to pass your survey? I know that it is not easy, First, you have to make a survey questions, and then you have to take it from your students, and then you have to analyze it and give the result of the analyze, and all the materials that you have taken from this survey, you have to staple it or you have to take a photo of it and to make a one PDF document and to upload it back to me, and I will check it and I will grade it according to the material of your
What
task.
about um,
How many times do you
Maybe
did
two
the
weeks.
task?
what about some students who have online practice?
So even when you are having online practice, so you can take a survey, dear students. I think the pupil of your schools also use Zoom apps, don't they?
No, uh, unfortunately, they haven't.
Yes.
Zoom.
If they haven't, so you can ask your other
Somewhat.
group mates to help you to work in pairs.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, dear students, don't think that I will forget about this task. This is very
Mhm.
special uh, task for you to find out whether students or pupils in school are interested in learning vocabulary.